The camera that took photos by itself. My name is Noah. And for a long time, I refused to tell anyone this story. Because if someone had told it to me, I probably wouldn't have believed it either. It all started after my grandfather passed away. My grandfather and I were very close. When I was a child, he was my hero. He taught me how to ride a bicycle, how to fish, how to fix things with my own hands. And every birthday, he was always the first person to call me. When he died, it felt like a part of my life disappeared with him. A few weeks after the funeral, my grandmother gave me a small box. Inside was my grandfather's old camera. It was an old film camera, worn and scratched from years of use. I smiled when I held it, because I remembered seeing him carry it everywhere. "Keep it," my grandmother said softly. "He would have wanted you to have it." I took the camera home and placed it on a shelf in my apartment. At first, everything seemed normal. Then strange things started happening. One morning, I woke up and noticed the camera was lying on my desk. I was confused. I clearly remembered leaving it on the shelf. I assumed I had moved it and forgotten. A few days later, it happened again. The camera appeared in a different place. Sometimes on the kitchen counter. Sometimes beside my bed. Sometimes near the front door. Each time, I convinced myself there had to be a logical explanation. Until the photographs appeared. One evening, while cleaning the camera, I discovered a roll of undeveloped film inside. Curious, I took it to a photo shop. The next day, I returned to collect the pictures. The employee looked nervous when he handed me the envelope. "These are unusual," he said. I laughed. But the moment I opened the envelope, my smile disappeared. The first photograph showed my apartment living room. The problem was, the picture had been taken while I was asleep. The second photograph showed my bedroom. Again, I was sleeping. The third photograph made my blood run cold. It showed me standing at my kitchen sink, looking out the window, completely unaware that someone was behind me, watching. My hand started shaking. I examined the image again. A dark figure stood in the background. Tall, motionless, its face hidden in shadow. I immediately checked every lock in my apartment. Every window. Every room. Nothing. Nobody was there. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the photographs. Who had taken them? And how? Days passed. Then I developed another roll of film. This time the pictures were even stranger. One photograph showed my apartment hallway. Another showed my building entrance. Then I reached the final image. And my heart nearly stopped. The photograph showed my grandfather, standing near a lake, wearing the same jacket he was buried in. I stared at the image for several minutes. It couldn't be real. It had to be edited. It had to be fake. But something about the photograph felt genuine. The lighting, the details, the expression on his face. Everything looked real. Then I noticed something else. In the corner of the image, my grandfather had written something. Just 3 words. Follow the path. I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next weekend, I drove to the lake where my grandfather used to take me fishing. The place looked exactly the same. Quiet. Peaceful. Almost untouched by time. As I walked along the shoreline, I found an old trail hidden behind trees. A trail I had never noticed before. I followed it deeper into the woods. Minutes later, I discovered a small wooden cabin. The cabin was abandoned. Dust covered everything. But inside, I found something unexpected. Dozens of old photographs. Hundreds, actually. Pictures from my childhood. Pictures of my parents. Pictures of family vacations. Moments I had completely forgotten. Then I found a letter. The envelope had my name written on it. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a message from my grandfather. If you're reading this, then you found the place. I knew one day you would. Tears filled my eyes. The letter continued. My camera was always more than a camera. It captured moments that mattered. Not because they were perfect, but because they were real. Never forget where you came from. And never forget the people who love you. By the time I finished reading, I was crying. For the first time since his death. Not because I missed him, but because it felt like I had finally said goodbye. I returned home carrying the photographs. And for the first time in months, I felt at peace. The strange photographs stopped after that day. The camera never moved again. And no new film ever appeared. But sometimes, late at night, I still look at that old camera sitting on my shelf. And I wonder, did it really take those photographs by itself? Or was someone trying to deliver one final message from a man who loved his family more than anything? I honestly don't know. But one thing is certain. That old camera changed my life forever. If you enjoyed this mystery story, subscribe to Noxvale Stories and turn on notifications for more emotional mysteries, suspense stories, and unexplained events. And remember, sometimes the most powerful photographs aren't the ones we take. They're the ones that find us.